Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for your passion and your leadership, sir. I support the chairman's description early in this hearing, Mr. Secretary and General, regarding our intention in this committee to have policy drive our narrative and our legislation. Budget is part of our larger concern for our country, and we will address that appropriately. But what we ask of the United States Army, of which I'm a proud Army veteran, we ask for you to deliver to this committee what your needs are. And then under the chairman's leadership, we will drive towards accomplishing that. I'd like to mention recruiting. Ms. Secretary and General, congratulations for hitting your recruiting goal early this year. I expect you're going to get a big bump during the rest of the year. And let me say that it was very clear to many of us, it's been brought up in this hearing, you know, what is the driving factor behind recruiting? And to me, it's always been American families are the driving force between successful recruiting or failed recruiting. And for several years, we've had families like mine advising their youngsters to refrain from joining the military if they were on a fence. And since November of last year, there's been quite a shift. The families are again confident in the future of the United States military, and therefore you're seeing a surge of recruitment, and congratulations on that, because families are again supporting their children's consideration for service. It's never been about money. It's always been about, you know, what are the principles reflected in the United States Army and the United States Navy and the Air Force, Marine Corps. Do those principles reflect the core values and principles of traditional American families? And if that alignment is solid, then your recruitment will be productive. So thank you for that. General and Secretary, you each mentioned the expanded capability of buying capability, your quote, General, versus being restricted by, quote, specific programs. In order to provide the best available tech, again, your quote, General, would you mind elaborating on that? I know you have earlier in this hearing, but please explain to America what shift we're trying to accomplish within this committee to deliver to the United States Army the ability to buy the most effective technology that's available right now or next month or in 3 months or 6 months, as opposed to being locked into a specific program. Will you clarify that, General?
Yes, Congressman. I think, again, I'll give a couple of quick examples, but drones are a perfect example that we know that technology is rapidly advancing. And if you bought a drone now, and I had used one in Afghanistan that was still in service, actually, when I became the chief, that was like 20 years old, you know that was old technology. So we can't be locked into things. We need to just have a capability. We can come over here, and that's what we're talking about with agile funding. We could lay out exactly what we're buying. So, you know, we want the oversight to make sure that we're doing that. But to maintain pace.
And that's what you're calling capabilities, correct?
That's a capability. Drones, autonomous systems would be one. Electronic warfare systems are going to change. The network is going to adapt. I mean, like phones, no one's, you know, everybody adapts their phones, updates, and does things like that.
Yes, sir. So, General, just to clarify in the interest of time here, we want to provide the Army, what you're envisioning here, with the capability to buy, say, showroom. Like if a company produces a new model that fits your capabilities that Congress has authorized and funded, you want the freedom to be able to go to the next showroom over and purchase that model versus the last one you bought. Is that correct?
I think we also need to be responsible enough to that when we build things, we build them modular. So the larger systems, we know active protection is going to change. We know the network is going to change, that you could maybe make modifications on those systems as well. So we're not building one integrated system that takes 5 or 6 years to come to fruition. that we know is going to have to change. So we have to change, too, how we're doing business, Congressman.
Gentleman's time's expired.
Understood. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.